Yeah, if you watch Connor Williams play, freshman All-American, and you didn't think he was a stud then, check him out now. The dude is not only wearing a headband, but a Lululemon headband, and he looks cool. He's rocking it. I would look like a complete fool if I tried to sport that look. Do you have an extra one, though? Do you have an extra one that I can rock?
I want my room for you.
Man, we should do that for the rest of the show, wear our headbands.
Right on.
But for you look at this day, Connor, you just go back to a year ago. It's hard to believe that ESPN ranked 64 offensive tackles ahead of you in their high school rankings. I'm sure at least at some point in time you glanced at those rankings.
Yes, sir.
When you did, what did that do for you?
It really just set a fire in my stomach. Like, it made me understand rankings are everything, and if you put in the work, you can make up for it.
What allowed you to be so successful first year on campus?
I had a great trainer back in high school, and I worked hard. And when I got here, I didn't look at any news or anything. I just put my head down and I worked hard.
Speaking of when you got here, right, you were an early enrollee, and the buzz around you started real early. People started saying, hey, watch out for this kid. He's got the right mindset, mentality to play the position. Where do you think that comes from? Because when I watch you out on the field, your demeanor seems like you're pretty even killed, but you are mauling guys. So where does that come from?
I don't know. Some of it, I guess, when I just put my hand in the ground, I'm all calm and everything, but once the whistle blows and once it's ready to go, it's time to go.
That's pretty simple.
So with that simple approach, how do you continue to develop the offensive line? We had Patrick Vahi on here earlier. Obviously, you two guys are both starters and very productive players for Texas as true freshmen, which is rare on the offensive line. How do you build on that, and then how do you kind of spread that mentality to the rest of the offensive line of the team?
I think this offseason, I think we're becoming really close and everything. I think we're working hard together, and I think we're really building a good bond.
Vahe said he was a little nervous, maybe a little scared when he lined up against Notre Dame for the first time before that first play. How were you feeling?
Oh, yeah, it was nothing to play around with. It was some butterflies for sure.
Well, speaking of your game, I mean, you had one of the best year for an offensive lineman and freshman in the history of the Texas program. What's the next step for you? How do you get to the next level?
Really, I'm trying to just put that behind me, and that's in the past, and so trying to work for the future and work harder.
What are you working on specifically? Is there something a part of your game or skill set or something that you're really trying to add to your game?
If you have something to tell them, just tell them.
No, I don't.
Just trying to get this new offense incorporated, working with the coaches and everything, and see what they have for me.
What's your early impression of the way this offense is going to operate?
Oh, I love them. They bring a great new intensity to the weight room and everything. I love it.
From what you've been told, what will it look like when it's out on the field?
A lot more tempo, a lot quicker. We've been working on that in the off season. A little hard, but yeah, a lot quicker.
How are you feeling with that transition as far as doing all the conditioning that you need to do to make sure you're physically fit to be able to be running up and down and maybe have just as many snaps as any team in all of college football?
I'm excited for it. They have a mindset of what they want, and so I'm excited to be a part of it.
But on the defensive side for the University of Texas, is there a player? I know when one-on-ones happened while I was here at Texas, that was the best part of practice and sometimes the worst part of practice. But when you look at the defensive end position and the D lineman in particular, who's the guy that really, when you line up, you know I got to bring it?
And it's Sean and Bryce. They got the speed and the athleticism to get through you.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, but for a guy like you even played some tight end, and one of the things when I would talk to anybody about your game, particularly Dan Neal, who's an All-American here, he'd say his footwork is just really good. Do you think playing tight end helped you make that transition?
I think
be able
so.
To stand in front
and
of guys and
also
block?
playing basketball in high school, I think, helped with the footwork.
Absolutely.
Remarkable what you did as a true freshman. I don't think enough people at home realize how rare it is for a true freshman to play on the offensive line.
That well.
Then to play on left tackle at that position and be able to play at such a high level as you did. People always say that's the most difficult transition along the offensive line. As far as the transition, what you thought it would be, how did it compare actually starting as a true freshman at left tackle?
Every game still felt like a dream to put that jersey on and go out on the field. It was still unbelievable.
So from what you've seen in these early season, off-season workouts, who's impressed you the most as far as a guy that may be able to take a leap going into next season?
Zach coming in early is very impressive. And all the O-linemen just stepping it up and all working hard and all have the same mindset. It's very happy.
I want to thank you because there used to be a time at Texas when offensive linemen were just nasty and sometimes even gross. And I think you and Vahe have restored that. So just thank you for that nasty mindset, stuffing guys' face in the dirt, man.
He's wearing a headband.
Good point.
He's going with the Euro basketball
like
look.
on field. Yeah, but good point, man. I just really appreciate that because that's the way the offensive line is supposed to be played.
Yes, sir.
Connor, congratulations on everything done as a freshman, and we look forward to much more here at the University of Texas.
Thank you.